Hey guys, what's up? This is JP from the Conversations of Everything podcast, here with a review of the movie Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. So, this is the new John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman movie, based on, 2013, of the Wreck-It Ralph movie. Now, I was a fan of the original. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. The plot was really cool, and generally it was just a really cool movie. This one I was pretty neutral about in regards to, I felt that it was a bit unnecessary, pretty much like a cash grab for Disney to just be like, hey, let's just make a new movie. And when I saw the trailer for it, it pretty much reminded me of the Emoji Movie. I don't know if you guys remember that dumpster fire, but that movie recently came out, I think, last year or 2 years ago, and that movie was absolute garbage. But, well, it's definitely better, like thousands of times better than the Emoji Movie, but at the same time, I felt that I could have lived the rest of my life without ever having a sequel, and I would have been perfectly okay with that. The visuals in the movie are absolutely stunning as always. Pixar does an amazing job on making visually beautiful, beautiful movies, and it's just the same as it was in the first movie. A lot more detail with the internet and everything. They gave it such a bright and vibrant world that I was just like, wow, this is freaking beautiful. But it's not so much the scenery and the characters that really bother me about the movie. It's more so the weird plot that it has going on that makes it sort of weird. So the movie revolving around Ralph and I honestly forgot the other girl's name, but Sarah Silverman essentially. And they have this weird friendship that they have going on, but it's sort of implied that it's almost romantic in a way. Even though it's a purely platonic relationship, they have these weird romantic and sometimes sexual innuendos that happen between them that are just really weird. And obviously this movie's for kids, so children are not going to tell what the hell's going on, but for people who are a lot older, especially adults, it's just this really weird dynamic. And the plot of the movie is very simple at first. It's just for her arcade game, the main controller, the race car wheel broke, and the guy who runs the arcade couldn't find a new one, so he was debating on just throwing it away. But then if he were to throw it away, then all the characters would be homeless, essentially. So Ralph decides to figure out this way to go get the wheel through eBay. And so, because they recently just brought the internet into the arcade, and so everyone is scared of the internet, but they're also very curious about it. But Ralph just decides to say fuck it and just go off and do it. So it's just pretty much finding a way to buy the wheel. But then it goes into this weird subplot once they have the wheel and make the money of relationships, pretty much, that Ralph is pretty much toxic. Sorry if I keep saying pretty much, but that's like my favorite word to use. But he has this emotionally abusive thing going on that he's the only best friend. I think it's, what's her name? Penelope? I think that's her name. Yeah. Penelope. I am so sorry for the unorganized thoughts, guys. I'm just trying to correlate all of my thoughts together and to make it just so much more simpler for you guys. But pretty much, Ralph is a jerk. He wants to only be the only friend for Penelope, even though Penelope is capable of having more friends and having multiple relationships, but whichever wise. But the way that he goes about it is almost just like a really jealous boyfriend. And it's just really weird, and that's just made me uncomfortable about the movie. So they just have this weird subplot of just Ralph being a dick, and the whole movie pretty much revolving around his insecurity of not being loved and shit. and then the other half is, oh cool, let's go save the day and buy the controller from eBay and whatnot. And that's pretty much the basis of the movie without spoiling too much. I mean, if you've seen the movie, obviously the spoils, this is not a big deal, but if you haven't seen the movie, this is pretty much spoilers. But I'm not going to put too much in the movie. There's a lot more that goes on. But one thing I do like about it is the internet itself. I think that is the best part about the movie because of all the different websites and how the citizens of the internet are basically everyday users. So, like, you know how you go on a computer and you're just searching and it looks pretty mundane? Well, on the internet, you're sort of like this miniature persona and you're just walking around doing all that sort of thing. And I thought that was really cool. I also love the little, like, Easter eggs they got going on from different things, like seeing YouTube and shit like that, and Disney with Star Wars and the princesses. I thought that was really cool. But to me personally, the internet is the best part about this movie, and I could have lived the rest of my life without seeing this movie. If I were to give it a final rating, my rating would be between 5.5 and a 6. Like, again, it's not a horrible movie. It's not terrible. It is good for what it is. But again, I felt that this sequel was very unnecessary. It's very whatever. You could go without seeing in the movie theaters and just buying it in DVD. And that's what I would recommend, is that if you're going to see this movie, wait till it comes out on Netflix, wait till it comes out on a streaming service, or just buy the DVD or rent it. That's like the best way to just see this movie. Don't go see it in theaters. It's not worth it. Unless you're paying like $5. If you guys live by a movie theater that's got like $5 Tuesdays or whatnot, then sure, you know, if you feel like spending $5 for it, I would say it's worth it. But I wouldn't pay full price to see this movie. I could have lived the rest of my life without seeing it. But that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on it. Do you think it was ass? Do you think it was dope? Yeah, just let me know. And that's it about for me, guys. So take it easy.